And alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Skyrim. Now it's the early morning of Midis, however you want to pronounce that. 6:30 a.m., 19th of last seed. Just spent the night here at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood. We are now about to make our way to Bleak Barrow. It's such a beautiful morning. So now we're gonna, in order to get to Bleak Barrow, we must take the other path. You know, kind of like when we were about to leave for Whiterun, instead of taking the path to the right, we're gonna take the road to the left instead. Yep, what a way to get a morning exercise, and it's by dealing with this wolf. My one-handed leveled up. That's wonderful. Grab that wolf pelt in order to tan into some leather. Now, as we get higher up, the weather starts getting cold. Now, if you're playing in survival mode, this is when the weather really becomes a challenge. Because as you get to the higher mountains, like the high elevation, and you see the snow, then the air starts getting cold, and your character starts getting cold, and causes your max health to diminish over time until you find a sconce or get indoors. Yeah, survival mode adds a whole new challenge to you. maybe I should have just done a survival mode playthrough. maybe I should have. But I'll let you guys know if you want me to go ahead and do a survival mode series in Skyrim. Please let me know in the comments. And right up ahead, we do have a couple treasure hoarders, and time to use our trusty bow to pick them off, one by one. Oh, and I smith me some iron arrows with the unit of firewood I had on me. This one fell up short. Oh, you did not like that. Here he comes. He goes down, but let's go ahead and go guns a-blazing on that other treasure hoarder. Ha! Another test subject. Another test subject. Pick the wrong test subject. Oh. Hey, get back here. I need to search you. Ooh, you got some cooked beef? Hey, breakfast. Alright. I'll take that. Alright, now, let's get back up if I can just jump up here. Let's see what you have on you. Just some gold and I can get that arrow back I used. Alright, before we head that way, let's go ahead and take a look at this abandoned watchtower. And here we find a coin purse. Heading upstairs. I do hear swords being drawn because there's another treasure hoarder inside. Let's deal with this one.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Well, you picked a bad time to mess with me. Pick the wrong test subject. Alright. You have a steel sword, but I know normally you would take that, but you know, just to make things more interesting, I'm going to smith my own steel sword. And speaking of which, I should have just spent one of my perk points into steel smithing, but we'll do that. Inside this chest, we got some randomized loot. Yep, once I gain another level, I'll definitely go and put it into steel smithing. As long as I know that I'm right where I need to be when it comes to my perk points. So here we are at Bleak Barrow. Yep, just like I was telling you about survival mode, the cold weather here is going to be very challenging. So survival mode can be brutal. And I do see a treasure hoarder standing up there. I should be able to get a good shot at him. Oh, he did not like that, but he's down. But can we get a finish? Nope. He got back up though, but because of the range you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Because of the range, you have to aim a little bit higher. That way, the arrow will arc its way down. So now let's take care of the other treasure hoarders.
You puny weakling!
Give up while you still can. It'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Come on. That takes care of these treasure hoarders. Ooh, I'll drink some more mead to wash it down. Let's top off our health. And also another thing about survival mode is that your health does not automatically regenerate over time. It does not. Yeah, just bear that in mind. So that's why I recommend you have a healing spell. As we arrive inside, we find a couple more treasure hoarders up there. But if we sneak close, we can hear some dialogue from them.
That dark elf wants to go on ahead. Better than us risking our necks.
What if Arvel doesn't come back? I want my share from that claw.
Just shut it. And keep an eye out for trouble.
I guess I made a good call calling the bandits treasure hoarders because, and this one the name they mentioned Arvel. He brought in a team of treasure hoarders so that to find the secrets behind that golden claw. This dead treasure hoarder does have a steel sword, but like I said, I'm gonna smith myself one for myself. So now that we understand what the situation is, let's take care of them. And this is a good opportunity to use range. Let's go ahead and piss her off. Oh, she did not like that. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
What was that?
That takes care of these two. Is he really gonna try and swing a pickaxe? But I'm taking that for a good reason. Yeah, I'll show you why I picked up this pickaxe. And over here we have another dead treasure hoarder. Just grab the gold that they're carrying. And I'm also looting the skeever tails because of alchemy purposes. And here's the novice lock chest. Nice. Don't need the bow. Yep, and of course with survival mode, once you're indoors, you'll regain your warmth, and there's some bedrolls here to try and remove some of your fatigue. Here we find some burial urns. They'll hide 9 times out of 10. They'll have some gold. They'll have some gold inside. Many of them are empty. This path is blocked by rubble. Here's another dead skeever to pick up a skeever tail. Rats. Here's a potion of stamina. This burial urn's empty, and I don't need linen wrap. I don't need no linen. Now down there we have another treasure hoarder. Now, 2 ways how you want to handle this. If you want to get some damage in to try and level up to get some XP on whatever weapon you're using, go right ahead. Or you can just let this one hit the switch. Let this one hit the switch. But I'm gonna take the damage.
Time to end this little game. True Nords never back down. Lucky hit. We are routed.
Lucky hit? No, it's all skill. Yeah. Now, or you could just wait, let him go up to this lever and pull it. Only for this treasure hoarder to die by poison darts that come out of there. Why is that? Because the sequence that you see right here from these stone pillars are incorrect. In order to open this, you have to put it in the correct order, as you see here. We have the snake, and there's the second one is right down here. That's supposed to be up there. And then at the end is the whale. So now let's put these pillars in the correct order, and then we pull the lever in order for the path to open. Now before we go down there, let's head up here, and we can find a potion of minor healing. Next to some linen wrap. Linen! Here we find another potion of minor healing, along with the skill book called Thief. This levels up our pickpocket. Burial urn's empty, but there's a chest here with a great sword, soul gem, but I'd rather smith my weapons that I'm able to smith. Just to make things interesting. Alright, and here's the soul gem. I'm definitely gonna need that. Definitely want the soul gems, they will serve a great purpose for you. Don't neglect the soul gems. And now we got more rats to deal with. That takes care of these dirty rats. This one had a garnet. Very nice. Alright, where is that third one? Where is that third one? Oh, here it is. Alright. Here we can find a scroll of fireball and a weak paralysis poison. Now the weak paralysis poison will only paralyze your target for just 3 seconds.
Is that you, Haknir? Bjorn? Soling?
It seems we found Arvel the Swift. It seems that he's in trouble. Now the weak paralysis poison, even though it's only 3 seconds, but when used in the right situation, 3 seconds is a very key moment to capitalize. And right behind this web, there is a chest here. I'm trying to cut this web down so I can show you where this chest is. I don't need the arrows because I can smith my arrows. All right, then now let's cut through this web, and we got some spider eggs, meaning there's a frostbite spider just up here. It seems that Arvel got himself in a tight spot, trapped in a web from this spider.
Get it away from me! Get it away!
Yeah, watch your health there because they can poison you. And down goes the spider. Let's heal up.
Get me down! Let me out of here!
Don't be rushing me, boy. I'm gonna take my time. Here we find some desiccated corpses. They can have a lockpick or some gold on them.
Get me down!
This one's empty, but over here we have a couple urns that we can search for some gold. And some egg sacs with spider eggs. Gonna grab them to experiment for alchemy. All these web sacs mainly have skeever tails.
Get me down! Get me down!
Here's another desiccated corpse with this time it had some gold in it. All right, that's
Don't
all.
leave me for Arcade's sake.
Yeah, we got the frostbite venom from the spider,
You, over here.
and now we can talk to this guy. Huh, you got yourself in a jam, didn't you?
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
Where's the golden claw?
Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
Well, we have no choice but to cut him down. Fine, let me see if I can cut you down.
Sweet breath of Arcade, thank you.
Alright.
Coming loose. I can feel it. You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
Get back here, you coward.
Never should have come here.
Arvel the Swift is charged with resisting an officer. I'm just being funny. Yep. If you don't catch him, he's going to lead you to an ambush of sleeping Draugrs just up ahead that I'm about to show you. But if you kill him beforehand, like I just did, you can grab the golden claw from his inventory, and here we have his journal. Let's read his journal and what it says. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Valerius had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. So when it says the solution's in the palm of your hands, the golden claw is what it hints at. But if you look closely on the palm of this golden claw, there are 3 symbols. These are definitely key, which we're about to get to in a little bit. Now that we got the golden claw, now we can find the secret of this place for ourselves. Let's search these burial urns. Only one of them has some gold in it, and this urn right over here is empty. But this one has a few gold pieces in it. Empty. All right. Now into the next room. Now, if you kept on running, if you couldn't catch Arvel, he runs down here, and then these Draugr that are sleeping will wake up and attack. How do you know some of the Draugr here are sleeping? Let me show you. This Draugr, this one is a dead one. It doesn't have any clothes. It has no clothes. But the ones that are sleeping, like zombies, still have their clothing on, like this one. Yeah, this one still has its clothes, so it's a sleeping one. Pay attention to your surroundings, because some of these Draugr that are like this, could be sleeping. Could be the actual Draugr that are sleeping. Let's wait. Let's give this one a rude awakening. And now let's deal with the other one that just woke up. Now let's loot these. Now let's loot these sleeping. These are the Draugr that are sleeping. This one has some leather scout armor. It's because of the special. This is the anniversary edition that I have installed. Don't need that. I can make that easily. Nope. It's just some gold. And right over here. Let me search this one. Get my arrow back. And that's all of them. Now this is a pressure plate, so that's going to set this off. Now that sleeping Draugr over there is a stronger variant called the Restless. And if you have trouble trying to fight this one, cheese it down here, trigger the pressure plate, and the trap will finish it off. I'll be happy to demonstrate if I can. Alright. This guy woken up. But this one will cast frostbite. Right, now let's cheese it over here. Oh, there we go. Just be careful though, because you can actually get hit by the trap as well. This one has an ancient Nord sword. Now this ancient Nord sword is not a smithable. Weapon. And it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's got the same similar stats to the steel sword, but I'm putting it on because it looks good, in my opinion. Better than this dull iron sword, which I am tired of it. I am just gonna get rid of it. There we go. Nice. Now, if you like the design of the sword, make sure it's a sword that also deals as much damage as it looks. I did gain a level, so now I am going to I'm going to throw that into a little bit of magic because I'll be using some restoration spells for healing. Gonna go with the 4-3-3 format. The first 4 into health, then the next 3 into magic, and the final 3 to stamina. That's how I'm going to go with my attribute points. I was talking about smithing, so I'm going to go ahead and spend this perk point into steel smithing. I can now make steel weapons and armor, as well as steel arrows. And now let's go ahead and deal with more of these sleeping Draugr, like this one just right here. That one's down, and now let's go take care of the other one. Now this Draugr does have an ancient Nord bow. We can actually get. This one's got an ancient Nord bow. We're definitely gonna go with that, as well as ancient Nord arrows. They're just as good as steel arrows. It's a pretty nice weapon. I'm gonna put that, replacing that hunting bow, and I am retiring these iron arrows. I'll be making steel arrows. Yep, time to upgrade when you can. Don't need the iron plate armor. I'm sticking with light armor for this playthrough. All right, let's search this one. Ooh, nice, a garnet. Yep. If you like to collect things, go ahead and pick up the ancient Nord weapons you find from these Draugr. Be my guest. If you got the carry space for it. Here's an apprentice lock chest that we can pick. Alright, now that we got that, now we have to time it right and then just run like this, or you're gonna get chopped off. Or you're gonna get all chopped up. Alright, now don't hit this because it's actually a good trap to cheese some of the Draugr and set them on fire. Because I know that one over there is the sleeping one. Got you. That takes care of this one. Now this is oils. Now, and here's a pretty nice cheese method. So let's see if we can make this one work. Ooh, an amulet of Debella. Now the amulet of Debella gives you plus 15 to speechcraft to help you with their persuasion. Now let's get these two. Let's cheese them into my little flame trap. Come on now, right this way. Right this way. Come on now. There. Boom. Yep. They fell into that flame trap. This is something you can take advantage of. Now in here, we have another Draugr. Take care of this one. And gained another level. And here's another chest. This one has another steel greatsword. Don't need those. And this is the way forward. Just pull the chain to lift this one up. Here we can find some glowing mushrooms, another alchemy ingredient. And if you consume it for the first effect, we learn to resist shock. And now that I have a pickaxe on me, if you didn't pick one, if you don't have a pickaxe, there's two here that you can take. And here is an iron ore vein. Now, two ways to get to harvest the iron ore is just whacking it with your pickaxe, like in combat, or just interact with the iron ore vein. Now, in my opinion, doing it this way, you have a good chance to get some gems. You'll sometimes get some gems out of out of ore veins. Yep, just wait until the vein is depleted, and I believe it respawns after, I believe, 10 in-game days. I could be wrong. Let's grab some more glowing mushrooms. That way we can experiment to see what other benefits we can get. And over here is another chest with the scroll of fireball. I'm definitely going to sell the scrolls I find. Make a good profit. Now here's another Draugr. I got its attention. Always good to explore your surroundings. So instead of going this way, first we gotta go look down here because you do not want to miss out on that chest over there. Here's a skeleton and a rat to search. Another with this one, and this chest is locked with the novice lock. All right, just more randomized loot, and I got another level. I will go ahead and just put that into magic. So now I'm going to spend that perk point into light armor. That way get a little bit more light armor rating. Now over there at the end is a restless Draugr, a tougher Draugr. Get some sneak attack in to wear it down first, a couple times, and then you can just move in. There's the door that our quest marker takes us to, but there is an apprentice lock chest over here. Interesting, and look at that, steel arrows. Steel arrows, but I'm gonna smith my own arrows. Now, this door will take us into the next section of Bleak Falls Barrow, going into Bleak Falls Sanctum. As we continue on, we have another swinging axe that we have to be quick about. Quickly pull the chain to turn it off, and deal with more Draugr. Search that. Now over here we find a potion of resist cold. This will be useful for you at the end. And that arrow nearly hit me. Now you can actually collect the arrows that fall to the ground. Now when the enemy shoots arrows at you, you can actually pick up the arrows that fall on the ground from their missed attacks. Alright. Now, the ancient Nord arrows cannot be smithed. I don't think we can smith those, but that's why I'm taking them. Give me some more ammunition. And just like before, you can use these to shoot these down, and it will ignite the oil beneath them if you find yourself in a jam. Now here we are at the Hall of Stories. You can see all these different murals. Looks pretty cool. And right here is this tablet. Now, this is where the Golden Claw comes into place. And if you use the Golden Claw as reference, look for the symbols that's on the palm of the Golden Claw, and these symbols must match that of the Golden Claw. Once you have the right symbols, activate the keyhole in the middle. And alas, the door opens. Now we're ready to delve deep into the heart of the Bleak Falls Sanctum. The secret of this place lies just up ahead, but before we go this way, before we go over there, let's take a look around the back. Because there is something that's easy to miss, and that's a locked chest over here. Alright. The gold ruby necklace, I'm keeping that, because the ruby is my birthstone. And now for the secret. There it is. But first, I'm gonna grab this soul gem and the frenzy poison and the end of dungeon chest. I don't know why I picked up the boots. I'm putting these back. I'm putting this back. Madness ore, that's something unknown to me, but will be revealed over time. A gold necklace, nice. Alright, now let's go. We learned the word of power, force, unrelenting force. That's the secret. But we're not done yet, because now we have to deal with this Draugr Overlord. Be ready for a fight with this one. Now the Draugr Overlord the strong Draugr can use shouts. And remember, if you have that potion of resist cold, take it. Because the weapon it's using does have frost damage. Does inflict frost damage because it's enchanted. We want to get that. Ooh, my health is running low. Good thing I got some potions on me. And he's done.
Now I'll finish you off.
Now time to heal. Yeah, it sucks getting hit with frostbite or frost magic, because not only does it damage our health, it also drains our stamina. But for mages, it's worse for y'all, because if you get hit with shock damage, it also drains your magic. Sucks, doesn't it? And this is the dragon sword we've been looking for, and here's that great sword we want to pick up. Alright, you know what? I want to play with this weapon. And also, just to get my two-handed skills up just a little bit. I'm not going to invest any perk points into two-handed related perks and that. I'm just going to do that just for the fun of it. Here's a chest over here that's easy to miss. And now we are done here. We can now get out of this place. All we gotta do is just go over here, activate this handle, and it opens up a hidden door. And down here, this is just a one-way. I'm gonna grab all these flowers. Alchemy reasons. And for the lovely ladies watching. And inside this chest, more randomized loot. And now we can finally return to Skyrim. That was quite a wild ride. And don't forget to pick up this random potion that sits over here. And I will call it an episode right here, guys. So in our next episode, we are going to return the Golden Claw to Luke and Valerius, and then we'll make our way back to Whiterun and turn in the Dragonstone. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It really does help the channel out. Thank you so much for all the love and the support you have given me. It really does mean a lot. You guys are so amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. So anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of Skyrim, and we'll pick things up right here where we left off in our next episode. More fun, excitement, comedy, adventures, and toilets. Still to come here in Skyrim. Rise up, be blessed. Now smile.